Guess who just joined us?
What
Hey,
up?
hey,
What's going on?
how are you?
Good. I have been in a full day branding session today.
Oh, that's exciting. What does
Yeah,
that
man.
look like?
Yo, it's been dope. So it's my branding strategist who I actually just had on my podcast, Rory Vaden. He does full day workshops, like 2 days. This is the
Oh,
first of 2 days, and today we're learning like basically how to make money in your sleep with the work that you're already currently doing. Because I feel like we work too hard. So they've mastered the art of like, okay, the work that you've done right now, how can it help people while you're not constantly telling people about it? So that's what I was just in.
well,
So I had
listen,
to jump off early.
sign me up, okay? That's
Listen, actually, they're offering. I asked them, so they're offering my people a free branding call, free brand strategy call. So if people want to actually jump on and talk to their team, they'll give you a free hour.
oh, I
So
love that. I'm in
I'll
the
give you,
process of trying to figure out my brand identity, and
yeah,
I don't know if that's a thing, but that's what I've called it.
yes, no, it is.
Okay, cool. I came up with like a slogan for what I consider to be my brand and trying to like ensure that my Instagram feed and everything that has Melissa and Miss Kev on stage is representative of that. So that
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
So actually, that's a really good point because that's one of the reasons why he went to them. Because I was
Ah,
like, I know my voice, I know technically what I represent, what I do because it's just really natural to me.
yeah.
But they actually help you like put it into words that make sense. So they help me realize that one of the things they make you do is like find what makes you unique.
Ah,
Like they want you to figure out what problem you help solve in the world, and then you can focus on it.
got
So they helped me figure out that like I solved the problem of powerlessness. I was
ooh.
like, I
Ooh.
was like, you right, right? I was like, they just put it into one. Everything I do, they put it into one word. They were like, you help solve the problem of powerlessness. They say people feel more powerful when they engage with me, read my content, listen to my podcast. So it's helpful. And I was like, bruh, that's the cheat code. We work too hard. We just got to know the word.
Yes. Okay, first of
Yeah.
all, that was a whole entire word. That was amazing, and I will definitely
I'll give
listen.
you the link. I'll give y'all the link to sign up for a free call if you want. Like they're just like anybody who wants it, who's from your audience, we down. I was like, all right.
Oh, I'm here for it. Yeah, I definitely want to. While you're spitting out some or sipping some water, someone just said "lovey skin" every time. I think that's great. I feel like every time I see you or there's someone in your comments that's always like, "Yes, Melanin, yes, I'm still doing shit, yes."
Listen, I feel like my forehead is especially shiny on today. It's especially glowy on today.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I love when you always come in. Someone else, I'm gonna get through their questions, but they're like, "I just love her energy," and you always come in hot every time. And I think that that's like you boost energy. So that's
Yes. I'm
right.
dropping the link if you guys want.
Yes.
It's in I think I just put it in the comments.
Okay.
Freebrandcall.com/Lovey. Y'all go ahead and holler at that. I'm over here like, y'all keep reading me. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So obviously, I know this. Okay. Thank you, Catherine. Um, Everyone knows who Lovey is, but in case you have been living under a rock, Lovey, can you introduce yourself to the book club, the Boo Hive, and let people know who you are? And then we're just gonna get right into it. We have to be respectful because listen, Lovey stays booked and busy and has a 3 out. So I am a respecter
Listen.
of time.
Oh man, I'm glad to be here. I'm Lovey. I am an author. I am a digital strategist. I host 2 podcasts. I have a TED Talk that went viral.
Amazing.
My first book dropped in 2016 and it hit the Times list, which changed my life instantly. And my second book is dropping next year. And hopefully, we just gonna claim it. It is the next New York Times bestseller. Okay, we just gonna claim it.
All right.
Amen. All right. All right. So yeah, man, that's who I am. The side eye sorceress. Somebody put it. Hey, Alicia. Hey, girl. So yeah, I'm a bunch of randomness, but I just like to do good things.
Oh, I love it. Congratulations. Listen, I'm a stalker of every guest that comes on my podcast. Everyone knows this. I am a legitimate fan, but I know you just completed your first draft of your second book. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very excited about it. Yes.
I think you should be. I think that's so phenomenal. And actually, it's one of the questions, not one of the questions, but one of the things that you said when you dropped or like made the post that you finished the draft is basically, dear writers, your first draft should be rough. Allow
rough.
It. Is that like your number one piece of advice that you would give to, okay, tell us more.
So I think a lot of times people are afraid to write or like write something like a book because they see this book as like this big mountain and they're like, Jesus, I would never be able to write. I'm like, I guarantee you, if you were to put all your statuses from the last year together, it's probably a book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. In terms of word count.
Right.
To write a book. So for a book of essays, most of them are between 70 to 80,000 words.
Okay.
Novels are around 100 to 120,000 words. And then anything longer than 120,000 words is like an anthology. It's like George R.R. Martin, right? So if you've ever wondered what a book is supposed to be, that's what it is. So a lot of times we're thinking, oh my God, how can I get that many words? It's just you putting thoughts on paper. The reason why a lot of people never get to 70,000 words, 80,000 words is that they're constantly editing as they write.
Right.
So they like write like 3 paragraphs. They'll be like, oh, let me fix that. That wasn't perfect. You keep doing that, you won't get to 80,000 words because you constantly will be going back and being like, oh, I got to edit. You gotta give yourself the chance to put something out. Well, you don't put it out because you might be the only one that sees it, but put it on paper first, because if it doesn't exist, you can't edit it. So if you're constantly editing, you won't finish draft 1. So just let it be poor, give it permission to suck. You can be like, yo, I just wrote that sentence. I don't know if I like it. It's fine. Let it just sit there. Write other cool sentences. And then when everything is on paper, it's out of your head, you can then go back, then you can edit. Now you make it good. But draft 1 has to exist.
I love that. And I'm always, because I don't really consider myself a writer, so I'm always looking for like parallels. And I found a parallel in what you're saying. In whatever you're doing, we're always searching for perfection in whatever it is we're pursuing, whether it's a business or a podcast or a platform or whatever it is. We're always searching for perfection and always constantly editing. And we never just put it out and let it live and exist and grow and edit over time. But you'll never get to do that if you don't at least put out the rough draft.
I think we just need to be okay with not being perfect. Honestly, we need to get out of perfection. And back to what I'm realizing, I'm learning, and why sometimes I even seek out teachers who are not Black or brown, is because how unencumbered and unburdened that they are. I want to learn that. So what I'm learning is in business, in life in general, why we see a lot of more people more successful who don't look like us is because, of course, they have the privilege of not being burdened with the constant need for perfection. They don't constantly feel like, if they're like, that wasn't perfect, they'll just be like, I just do it again, because they have the opportunity to, right? So even though we don't have the privilege that they have, we have to try to trick ourselves into thinking we have it. And when we think we have it, we take more risks. We're more willing to make mistakes, which means we'll do things that feel bigger, right? So it has a domino effect of like, if I feel like I can fail and I'll still just dust myself off, I'm going to try something big, knowing that I might not make it. But what if you do make it? So in writing, how that comes into play is, if you're constantly striving for perfection, you'll be so afraid of failing that you won't create that thing. Right. Because you'll be like, it's not good enough. So you know what? I'm not going to let it out. So then nobody actually gets the value of your work, because we never see your work because you're too busy constantly trying to be perfect. Perfect don't exist. Let go of that completely. Like, does not exist. It is not a thing. It is not going to be perfect. Everybody's not going to like it. And that's fine, because your work is actually not for everybody. So that's the first thing people got to understand, is stop thinking your work is for everybody, that everybody's going to like it. Everybody's going to agree with you. Everybody's going to think it's dope. They won't. It's fine. Right? So just take that off your plate. Take that off pressure. And when you start there, you will actually start doing things. Like I always tell people that the gift of my journey with blogging, because I started blogging 17 years ago, like 2003. That shit was not a career. It was still playing on the internet.
Yeah.
But the gift of it is because I didn't consider it a career, I think I could fail at it, right? Since I had no expectations of it, I had no failure attached to it. So I did whatever I felt like doing.
Right.
But the power in doing what I felt like doing was, it made me the person that people trusted, because they trusted my voice and the truth of it all and the authenticity of it all. And then I also didn't doubt my writing.
Yes.
Right? I wasn't constantly being like, I needed to be perfect. I was just writing some shit because I felt like it. I was like, okay, yeah, this is what I think. I'm just gonna put it out there. And in that is boldness that we need. And that boldness that I didn't even realize I had is what pushed me forward. But imagine if me today was afraid of my voice 15 years ago. Me today wouldn't exist. It wouldn't exist. So that's why we got to get rid of the perfection thing. Somebody said I'm going for your scalps early.
Listen. Well, it's been 5 minutes, but the word has been preached. Okay, it's the whole entire benediction. Okay, listen.
If there's one thing I could do today, if there's one thing I could do today, which is actually honestly why I'm writing book 2 and why it's all like full circle, is I need us to stop being so scared. Like that is literally why book 2 is called the Fear Fighter Manual. Half of the battle is the fact that we're so scared of everything. We're so scared of failure. You know what? You're gonna fail. So I failed a lot. And some of it very public. It's fine. I am here to tell you that you don't die. Failure does not kill you. Like, you're gonna fail.
Period.
No, period. You will fail. Okay, so, and then what? So you got, that is literally why book 2 is existing, because I thought about how the messaging I get, and even like how sometimes I'm scared of some of the things that I do, but every time I do something that feels scary to me, something magical happens. I'm like, for real? And I almost didn't do it. So imagine if I didn't do it. It's literally the story of my career, is doing all types of things that was like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be good at that. Oh, I don't know if I should do that or not. Should I say that? And then all these things happen. So I want to pass that on to people. And I think it's important for people to get it from somebody like me, because those books are written usually by white men. Right? The books that tell you to be audacious is usually by white men who walk with all this privilege, who like have trust funds and shit. I didn't have a trust fund. I came here from Nigeria when I was 9. We started our lives from scratch. I was a kid who was not cool. You know what I mean? So I was like, what does this book look like when it comes from me? Right. Like, I know who, and I know how you're feeling. I know not to have the privilege. And yet here I am still building a career, building a life that is true to me and true to really what I want to do. And I can be who I am, and I can fail, and I'm still here.
And you're still here. Someone said, and I thought this was really good, they said, it's so easy to hear, but when it's time to produce, I can't see it. How do you force yourself to do it?
You just have to do it. It's like Nike.
So too.
And I just tell you, because there's nothing that's going to make you be like, all right, that's going to be easy. I'm going to just do it.
So true.
So, right. I'll even give you an example. There are times when I'm like, should I say something? Should I write this piece? And I'll be like, oh God, I'm not sure. Okay, and I'll read it over, and then I'll like think about it in my head, and I'll be like, maybe I shouldn't do it. I just press publish, and I just disappear 3 hours. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to do it, run away.
Yep.
And then come back and see what happened, right? It is jumping into the deep end. It's just, you just have to be like, all right, I'm just do it. There's nothing easier than just like getting it out the way, no matter how scary it is. So yeah, posting that link, sharing it with a friend, and just being like, we shall see what happens. Do it afraid. You won't stop being afraid. That's the thing.
Right.
I listened to a quote yesterday from Pastor Mike Warren. He did like a whole Instagram story. He did an Instagram live where he talked about like change and why we're afraid. And he says this thing from like Steve Maraboli about something like, we don't, like, life doesn't get more like easier. It's not going to get easier. You just get more resilient.
Yeah.
So things don't get scary. Okay. You just get less afraid.
Right.
It's not going to get less scary. The shit is not going to get less scary. It's not going to feel smaller. You just stop seeing it as such a giant.
Right.
You stop seeing it as like Goliath constantly and just being like, you know what? All right, I know it's dark. I'm gonna just walk in there, hope for the best.
You just said a whole entire word, and I really hope that everybody caught it. And that is, you'll never not be afraid. It'll never not appear scary. You've just gained the courage to keep moving forward. So waiting for the day where you're like, I feel like I can do it. It may never come. You just got to do it.
Yes. Like, and fear, I always say, like, fearlessness does not exist, right? Fearlessness does not exist. It's not a thing. If I am being fearless, it means I am scared about it, but I'm committed to doing it anyway. That is what fearlessness is, right? It's not that you're just going to be like, I got this. It's all good. It's whatever.
No,
that might never come, right? Just, you have to actually be okay with knowing that it might be scary. But what are you going to do? Because if you constantly let scary be the thing that stops you, you will do nothing of note.
So good.
Like, you will do nothing of note. If you think everything about to be easy, oh yeah. Then life will offer you very few rewards because you're not taking any risks. Yeah. So it ain't, I'm just like, people just gotta get comfortable with it. And I think it's very important for us to especially get comfortable with that, because there's a lot for us to be afraid of, to be Black in this world, to be brown in this world, to be woman in this world. There's a lot. We have a lot of reasons. So you're not crazy for being afraid.
Right.
You're not crazy. The thing is, though, I want you to sometimes walk as if you are unencumbered, right? Like, what does it look like to walk as if you are not Black woman, and none of those things that people attach to you will stick? Yeah. And I will sometimes do it. I do it in a room. Example is, so I'm a keynote speaker internationally. And
internationally, for all of those who didn't hear that, okay.
Internationally, no, on the microphone.
I'm always here to be a hype man. Listen.
Look, okay. All right, let's do it.
We're all on the same page.
And the thing is, my career as a speaker, I learned it on the go. But I've gotten so good at it that I command a fee that's bigger than a lot of white men.
Wow.
Like, I walk into rooms and know I'm the highest paid person, and there's a white guy right there.
Wow.
And what happens when I'm in those rooms, I'm not walking in the room like, oh gosh, am I going to do it? I walk in like, how y'all doing? Get all this flavor. Okay. Here's what I do. Here's who I am. And I walk off the stage and I'm the person they remember the most. Why? Because the moment I walked on that stage, being as Black as I am, I was already most memorable, right? Yes. And then I said what I had to say in the way that I say it. Then they're really like, oh my God, now I'm obsessed. But like, imagine if I walk in the room as if they're doing me a favor. Why? No, I'm doing them a favor by bringing the flavor in that room. So I understand that, like, I'm here to do a job. I'm good at what I do, which is why y'all pay me what you pay me. And not just that, when I walk away, everybody in this room will not forget who I am. So in that moment, I'm like, you know what? It's actually better than I'm Black right now. Because y'all not gonna remember Scott and Tim, but you're gonna remember Luvvie, who came in her fedora, in her red lip, okay? Who probably sometimes, depending on the day, might come in some Jordans because I felt like it, okay? Because I will do it. I went to Prague to speak last October, right? And I had on, what did I have on? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had on some Jordans and a fedora. And I'm on this stage where I am one of like maybe 5 people in the room, and I am in Europe being paid and flown there first class because of my gift. And I was like, I need us to understand we belong in these rooms. Don't walk in that shit with imposter syndrome. For what? Why? To be humble? No, we're not doing that. Humble is if you're like, you can be humble because you understand that, gratitude, you are grateful for the grace that God has given you. Yes, humble on that. Don't sit there being humble about how good you are. Like, don't sit there being humble about whether you belong. I'm like, what? You are in the room, you belong in the room. Damn that. How I made it in that room, I made it here. Cool. Let's not even question why. Let me just make sure that I show up as the best version of myself. And then when I walk out this room, you forget who I am. That's what it is.
Can we bottle your confidence and sell it? I just need to inject it in my veins. Seriously. I feel like I brought Luvvie on for the booze, and I'm like, maybe God, this was for me.
Melissa, let me tell you something. My friends wouldn't even let me not be humble. Like, I roll with a group of people who do this on a regular day. Like, I'll call one of my friends and I'll be like, girl, you did this. And she'll be like, yes, I did. Of course I did. So there is power. There is so much power on having people hype you up who know you in real life. Not just everybody that follows you.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
When your friends hype you up and when your family hypes you up, and when you also, like, you start believing that. And it's not for you to walk around thinking you're better than anybody. That's not the point. Because none of us are better than anybody. Right. The only people who are better than are racist, but that's a different story. But it's about really understanding that, like, we are constantly told to not like who we are.
Yes.
And then by being in these rooms and observing who's in the rooms that are like, oh my God, I can't believe you're here. You start realizing that, like, the only difference between the people who aren't there and these people is these people somehow thought they belonged there.
Right.
Or they asked to be in there, or they knew the right person. It's not because they're smarter. It's not because they know more than you. It's not because they're more clever. It's that they found the cheat codes.
Right.
So I'm just like, yo, why don't we know this stuff? One, two, I know so many people who are smarter than most of the people in this room. So why are they not here? And I want them here with me, right? And then three, how can we make sure that we are passing on some of these cheat codes? Because what looks like confidence is just logic, right?
Break it down.
So sometimes we will question what people say to us about how good we are, how smart we are, how the work that we do is necessary. We'll be like, no, they don't mean it. But the moment that person tells you you're trash, you believe that one.
Imposter syndrome.
You will very quickly believe somebody's negative idea about you, but then you will question 5 people telling you something positive. So I'm like, what happens if you actually take on what people are saying about you? Right? Take on the positive and dump the negative, as opposed to you taking on the negative and dumping the positive. So if people are like, Melissa, your podcast is dope, and you're like, I don't know. And then one person's like, that podcast is trash, and you're like, I know, right? Just think about the logic of 5 people just said it was amazing. One person said it sucked. But because of human psychology and how we take on information, we remember the person who told us we sucked.
So do.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start believing the people who say I'm dope.
Yes.
I'm gonna start believing them. And then the critics, I'm gonna see what their motive is. If they just here to hate, wipe it off. Just otherwise, they don't let it live in your head. And it's something that I tell myself constantly, right? Because there are times when I'm not really confident. When somebody will say something crazy to me that'll knock me off my square. Yeah. And I have to revisit that, and I have to build myself back up. And I have to, like, tell myself, like, yo, you got this. Yeah, like, this is why I'm so excited about book 2. Like, this is literally what I had to write about, because I don't want us to not have these ideas on paper. I don't want somebody else who's dope, who is, like, doing something amazing in the world, to wake up and be like, damn, I'm actually trash. And really so, because the world is telling her that, as opposed to people really understanding, like, believe the people who say you're amazing. Believe the good that is said about you before you even touch the bad. So yeah.
I'm excited for book 2 because I feel like this is what I've been asking of you and you didn't even know it. So this is literally your confidence. You're selling your confidence in book form.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. That's exactly it.
That's it. And I think when people think, especially women, when I think of Luvvie, outside of being a phenomenal writer, I think of your confidence. I think of your energy. I think that is something that cannot be unintertwined. Okay. From like who I think of when I think of Luvvie. So I think having a book that's like, this is everything y'all want about me. This is it. This is who I am. Oh, I'm here for it completely. That's going to be, and it comes out.
And I think, and I think it's coming out next year, March 2021. So, I even use I throughout the book, I tell the different stories of like my journey and moments when I fell and moments when I had to pick myself up and how hard it was, because you see this person now, we still struggling sometimes behind the scenes, being like, I still got to work on this thing. But my TED Talk, for example, like my TED Talk is almost at 5 million views.
If you haven't watched it, go watch it after this, though. Don't leave. But after this, please go watch it. I've probably watched it 3 to 5 times already. Just on it. I love it. It's really good.
I love it. And what you don't even realize is I said no to that TED Talk twice.
But why though?
Because I didn't think I was ready. Can you imagine? I said no to TED Talk twice, two times, because I was one of the first people who they wanted to speak on the TED stage for TED Women 2017. So the curator came to me and was like, hey, we'd love for you to speak. And I was like, I got stuff to do. I have like, I was doing a 10-city speaking tour that fall. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna be able to do it. So they're like, okay, cool. And then they came back again like a couple of months before TED and was like, oh, the speaking tour that you're doing, some of your speaking partners are actually doing a panel. You should come, you should speak. And I'm like, no, it's too close. I can't even do it. I can't figure it out. So the conference that I was actually going to be emceeing and speaking at right before or around the same time as TED, they hit me up, was like, hey, there's a VIP party the night before. That's what's happening. I was like, oh, wow, that's the first day of TED. Let me go to support my friends. So I was like, I'm going to just go to TED, support my friends who were speaking, and bounce that day.
Okay.
Child, they was like, you can come now. Can you speak? I was like, at this point, this is 3 weeks before TED. This is 3 weeks. 3 weeks before TED. Okay. And let me give y'all the breakdown how TED does. They don't play around about their speakers because what you see on stage has been vetted by 5 different people. They've had the talks edited. It's been practiced. They give people speaking coaches.
Wow.
TED, the moment they assign you to speak at TED, at an official TED conference, not TEDx, but an official TED conference, they assign you a speaking coach who's going to like time you, make sure you're hitting your beats, you know exactly where to stop. Wow. So when they were like, wait a minute, you can come, you should speak. And I was like, it is 3 weeks before TED. What madness are you talking about? I'm not doing that.
For real.
And Pat Mitchell was a curator. She's a legendary journalist. And she was like, Luvvie, since you're coming, come on, just take the stage. And I was like, So I called one of my friends. I was like, first of all, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Because most times TED makes people rehearse for 5 months. They got to see your exact speech, what you're going to say when, okay? They basically run you through the ringer. It don't matter who you are. So I was like, this is freaking crazy that 3 weeks before, this lady is like, Luvvie, what's up? So I gave her all types of excuses. I was like, well, here's the thing. TED is in New Orleans. What I'm emceeing is in New York. I have to MC and speak starting at 8 a.m. the next day. So I said, I can't speak in New Orleans because I got to be out. Right. And the last flight out of New Orleans is 8 p.m., which needs to get me to New York. Right. She goes, oh, well, if the last flight of New Orleans is 8 p.m., then we can just have you be the opening speaker. She said, we can have you off the stage by 6:30. The opening speaker of TED. She was like, we can have you off the stage by 6:30. You can be at the airport by 7. You will make your flight by 8. I said, I was like, I'm over here trying. I am finding excuses over and over again.
And she was like, no, you finna do this.
You about to do this. So then she was like, all right. So I was about to be like, all right, man, but I have to come up with a whole new talk.
Yeah.
And I was still in the middle of a speaking tour. I had a 10-city speaking tour. So I'm like, how am I gonna do this? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna send them this talk. They're probably gonna say it's trash. They're gonna say, never mind, Luvvie, it's cool. Maybe next time. So on the way to the airport from another speaking engagement that I was doing, I wrote my TED talk in an Uber.
Someone said it too.
Yes, I wrote that shit in a freaking Uber, and I sent it on my phone before I boarded my flight. And I'm thinking they're gonna be like, Luvvie, okay, you're right. This don't make no sense. I landed to an email from Pat that was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is perfect. Great. We have no edits. And I was like, so y'all really want me to do this for real? I kept looking for excuses to not do this thing. I was like, yo.
They were like, we want you. Nope.
Every part of it.
Yes, we still want you.
So I called one of my friends Unique. This is why I say, like, it really helps for you to have friends who know you, who gas you up, who like remember your power when you forget.
Ooh.
So like, you need people to remember your power for you, so they'll hand it to you in the moment when you left it behind. Okay. So I called Unique. It was Sunday night. I was about to send this email that's like, I can't do it. And I said, Unique, they want me to do this TED talk in 2.5 weeks. I haven't practiced it. This is my first talk. I haven't done this talk anywhere else before. Blah, blah. Unique was like, so the practice that you don't think you've had, what do you think this 10-city speaking tour you've been on is doing? She was like, okay, the coach that you haven't had, what has your whole speaking career been? She said, I was like, yeah, but everybody's had like 5 months of practice. And she said, everybody ain't you. I was like, well, shit. She said, get off my phone and go get this thing together. I said, well, shit. Okay. Okay.
Where is my Unique?
Girl, she literally was like, you're not, everybody ain't you. I said, well, read me for Phil. She said, get off my phone. She literally said, get off my phone.
So listen, let me tell you how you were great, you were wonderful, and you can do this. And then I'm gonna get off my phone. You won't get off my phone because I got
off my phone. Yes, she literally was like, get off my phone and go work on this talk. I said,
throw in the tiles.
Get me together. And that is, and I got on it was so crazy. The day before the TED talk, I'm actually sitting in this office. I decided I was going to read this talk over, and I was like, it's missing something. I scrapped half the talk, rewrote it at 2 a.m.
Are you serious?
My flight is at 8 a.m. to New Orleans. At 2 a.m., I wrote it, rewrote it. On the way to New Orleans, I'm sitting there still memorizing the talk because I typically don't fully memorize my talks, but this one I was like, let me memorize it. Yeah. So I'm sitting on the plane, half taking a nap, half memorizing, like I'm in my sleep running through my talk. I land, I go straight to makeup, go get my makeup done. Of course, I brought my own foundation because
yes.
I wasn't playing those games. Okay. I said, we're not doing that today. Not on today. All right.
Not today.
So they did my face, and then I did a panel. They even put on a panel right before the opener.
Gosh.
Girl, I had my doggone plate. It was nuts. I don't mind. I was like, okay. Oh, I'm gonna get to that other part. I'm telling you, friends are amazing. So it's right before I'm nervous. I'm typically not nervous when I take the stage anymore, like in this way. But on this, I was so nervous because it's the first time I'm doing the talk. I just memorized it like 2 hours before.
Yeah.
When I did the rehearsal on stage, it was I was holding my iPad, basically reading, and they were like, that's great. That's fantastic. Yes. And I was like, wow, I literally just read from my iPad. But okay. They just loved it. I was like, oh, okay, I'm over here. And so it's about to start. I'm nervous. Like I'm over here like, oh my God, I'm shaking in the way that I haven't in 5 years about the stage.
Yeah.
Y'all, so Deborah Cox opens by singing, and I'm at the Deborah Cox. Yeah. So somebody says this was this is a getting comfortable with being uncomfortable talk.
Yeah.
So Pat calls my name, and I walk on stage. There's like a big red circle in the middle of the thing.
Yep.
Instantly, my mic falls off. The first thing that happens is my mic falls off. So I was like, Okay. So I had to like stop, and the sound person has to come out, and I'm standing on the stage, lights are on me, everybody's watching me. And
Oh.
I was like, well, how y'all doing? That's a great way to start this talk. And they started laughing. I was like, yo. And then I gave the talk. It was crazy because it was like an out of body experience. Like the talk that y'all see. So TED actually gives you the chance to get your talk edited in terms of if you mess up halfway through, there are some people who will forget their talk, go backstage, go read again and come back. The talk y'all saw is exactly the talk I gave. There were no edits, there were no stops, there were no bumps, no ums.
Come on, take Luvvie.
Was smooth. When I tell you smooth, it was smooth. You thought I've given this talk 1,000 times. That was my first ever time giving that talk.
It's definitely
stumbled over nothing. I ain't forget nothing. What y'all saw was what happened on that stage. And when I said thank you, I run off the stage, and the sound guy, the stage manager, stops me, turns me around and pushes me. He said, I need you to go see what's happening right now. He pushes me back out, and it's a standing ovation.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, holy shit. I was just standing there like, oh my God. And then I said, thank you. And then I ran back off stage, handed my mic to Pat, and Pat is like, that was incredible. She like grabs me and is like, that was incredible. Thank you for doing this. And I was like, thank you. She was like, your luggage is in the car. Wow. And I jump in the freaking car to head to the airport. And then a week later, they emailed me and was like, we're going to post this as the featured talk on December 1st, a month later.
Wow.
Which also doesn't happen often because TED will hold on to your talk for 2 weeks, 3 months, 5 months. I've seen people whose talks can come out for a year. My shit came out a month after it dropped.
Wow.
And that talk changed my life.
Oh, for sure. Well, I knew about you beforehand, but listen, I didn't watch it when it dropped though. I watched it later and was like, I think I actually posted and was like, what? Do people know this thing? I'm like, y'all knew about it? This is phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was life-changing. It was life-changing. So I always use that as an example of like, I almost did not do something that scared me. So and this is the thing that now I get so many leads and emails from people who are like, I watch your TED Talk. Like this TED Talk brings me work even I'm sleeping. So it's changed my life in a big way. And what people don't even realize is I had on $65,000 worth of jewelry in that TED Talk. Oh, and wow. That's what I mean by friends are crazy too.
Okay.
Because again, I was like, I'm gonna just get up there and I had the yellow blazer because I wanted to stand out. I was like, I want at least to look good. If I get up there and I say trash shit, I want to at least look good.
Doing it.
So people gonna remember. So it's like, So one of my friends was like, so what you gonna wear? I was like, oh, a yellow blazer, black shirt, some moccasins, some Italian smoked moccasins. Yeah. And she was like, no. She was like, what are you gonna actually wear as your jewelry? And I was like, I don't know. I have, regular studs and my gold chain, my regular gold chain. And she was like, and you're doing TED? And I was like, yeah. She was like, no, she's a jeweler. I happened to be staying at her house the weekend before TED. She goes in her freaking room, comes out and lays out all these diamonds and says, what color are you wearing? So the earrings that I have on, when y'all watch the TED Talk, pay attention to the jewelry.
We've decided we're doing a watch. What do you call them? Facebook watch.
The watch party.
Yeah, watch party.
When y'all watch it, watch as my head turns. I didn't realize how much jewelry I had on until after because I was afraid to ask her. Because she was like, no, I need you to show up on this stage. I need you to kill it in every way.
Show up, right.
So she was like, okay, you're wearing black and yellow. So the diamonds that I had in my ear were 2.5 karat black diamond studs with white diamonds around it. I didn't know. All she did was, here, just wear this. And I said, okay. The rings that I had on were like, I don't know, like this 4 stacked diamond rings. Then I had on like a gray diamond necklace. You can't even see it because it's under my shirt.
When you just said that, I was like, I remember the rings. I don't remember the necklace.
Because it's under my shirt because my shirt was a high button up. And I said, wow. So again, it's like when other people see you and give you and basically loan you power sometimes, it makes you walk different. Like I am surrounded by people who constantly don't let me not stand in my power.
Yeah.
She was like, no. I need you to show up correct. Like, this is new levels. And I was like, oh, okay. So after the fact, I gave her the jewelry back because I was like, take this back because I don't trust myself. I was like, so tell me, how much was everything? She was like, well, your earrings cost $40,000. I was like, Jesus Christ, I wasn't ready, Father God.
I'm happy she told you beforehand. Oh.
So that friend ended up doing all my jewelry for my wedding day, my engagement.
But listen, Luvvie, I'll be afraid that I know too much about your life.
No, I shared it.
Okay, because I was like, I think that's the same girl who did her wedding.
Same person. She did my wedding ring. I don't have them all right now because, again, I was like, I'm in the house. I'm not wearing all of this. She's the one who my now husband went to do my engagement ring. So she did like a custom ring. On my wedding day, Melissa. Melissa.
Tell
this
me.
Chick, girl, when I tell you, I was like, I don't even know how to do nice things like this. On my wedding day, this friend, I had on, Chad, bless it. I'm even like, I cannot believe it.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I had on, so I had two weddings on my wedding day. Yes. I had the traditional Nigerian one in the morning and the Western wedding in the evening.
Uh-huh.
I changed jewelry from morning and night. So I didn't wear the same thing morning and night.
Okay.
You've probably seen the picture of me in the white wedding dress. Yes. Yeah. What is around my forehead is a string of diamonds. That's a string of diamonds. That's literally that I wore as like a headpiece.
I remember.
I was afraid to even ask her. I was like, how much jewelry do you have me wearing today? And I didn't even ask. I asked after the fact because I'm always afraid because I don't trust myself with all of this shit. She was like, yeah, probably about $500,000. I said, me?
You gave me? Girl,
me.
Wait, what?
Girl, I was laced. When I laced,
really?
I was dripping. Like, people from the back of the room on our wedding day was like, every time you turned your head,
it was glowing, sparkling.
Like, there was like, we was being blinded left and right. But again, it's just the power of community. Like, I wouldn't have done it for myself. I wouldn't have done that. You know, for me, I don't need all of that. But she was like, no, I need you to be elevated. And I'm like, dang. So it's always good to have people around you who see you bigger than you see yourself.
Yes.
So important.
Okay, so listen, we didn't get to none of y'all questions, but we finna wrap up right now. But the main,
I have time if you need.
Well, Kevin has a thing at 3 too. I purposely made
it
3. He's in the other room. Speaking, because this is what I think is so important, that one of the things that you said that's so important, it kind of became a theme throughout this whole talk, the power of community, your friends, the idea of loaning you power, reminding you of your power. And if you guys don't listen to Jesus of July, please go listen to it. I used to listen to it at work and would be out loud. Literally laughing. I really want you guys to do a show, like just based on the perspective of your lives, because I think it's just phenomenally hilarious. But you have an episode where you talk about the power of your community. If you don't get you some friends that can remind, I'm about to assess all my friends in my circle right now. All y'all stand in line. Let me do an assessment. And some of y'all need to be crossed out, okay? Because the power of having someone remind you of your power in a moment of self-doubt, that's power. That is power. It reminds me of the story in the Bible. I'm just going to get churchy in just a little bit.
Come on.
The story in the Bible, I'm not going to remember the characters because my memory is strong. But they're talking about he needs to hold these two things up, and his friends are holding his arms up because if they fall, I think they're like fighting a war and they start to lose. So he needed his friends there to help him to continue to win. That's what we need in our lives. We need those friends when you can say, I'm tired, I can't do this. They can be like, no, I got you. I'm here to hold, let me get my arm in the camera. I can hold you up just a little bit longer so you can continue to grow. You can continue to win and hold you up and push you just a little bit further than you think you can go because of the power of your community. So freaking good.
Seriously, honestly, like I am a testimony of course God's grace, but also of people who insist on speaking my names in rooms I'm not in, you know, reminding me of who I am in moments of doubt. Yes, loaning me their power when I feel like I'm short. And that is really important. That community is not to be taken for granted. And that's why in all of this, I'm just like, we don't exist in vacuums.
Yes.
You know, and the people who are around you absolutely will dictate sometimes your level of confidence.
So
the people you follow online will show you what confidence and loan you their power, right? So if you don't have that community, follow people who have it.
Yeah.
Because they'll show you what it's like to have that community. And honestly, that's why the work that I'm doing on across the board with Love Nation, with everything that I'm doing is honestly to loan people what I have.
Yeah.
Right? It's not to hoard the things. Yeah, like it's not to hoard the things that I have. It's why the problem that I solve is powerlessness. It's like I'm hoping whatever power that I find, I'm spending it on other people. Because here's the thing: is power is limitless.
Yeah.
It's not like me giving you power doesn't make me less powerful. So I'm like, you know what? I have extras here. I will always replenish. So take it all. So that's why, yeah, everything I do, the way I exist online is to really show people what's possible. Because, and use myself as an example, I never ask people to do something that I haven't done, asked of myself. So I'm like,
good. So good.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one question that I have to ask.
Yeah.
Team Molly, Team Issa.
I saw that question. Molly has been acting a fool.
Hasn't she?
So, okay, so on this, their friendship dropping is because my iWatch ran out of juice. Their friendship breaking has been both of them. Both of them been doing that. But this last episode where Molly flipped out at the block party, wrong. Because here's the thing.
Okay.
You handle all your friend beef in private. Okay. If none of my friends will find out we not cool publicly.
Right.
If I have your number, I'm gonna text you if we not cool. If you did something I don't like, that's one thing I want to always make sure people don't worry about my loyalty. If I disagree with what you did publicly and you're my friend and you have my number, I would not be capsing you in my Insta stories.
Right.
You get a text from me that's like, yo, we should talk. That's what Molly did wrong. That's why I'm currently not Team Molly. Okay. And I was just like, P.S. Yvonne is not Molly, y'all.
I know. That is so funny to me that people are so closely associating the person, the actor, to the character.
She's so different from Molly that it's actually not funny. Yeah. Like, I actually forget that that's my friend I'm watching when I'm watching Insecure.
You're able to differentiate the two.
I literally forget that's Yvonne. I don't even see that as Yvonne because it's so different in every way. Molly, everything Molly's about, from her style, she's so different from Yvonne. So that's why I'm like, it's very easy for me to separate the two.
Yeah.
So they got Molly, what happened?
Yeah, I would definitely. So let me ask you this question. What did you think of outside of the problem that eventually happened because Issa Wynn asked, I can't think of his Nathan, did you think that there was an inherent problem with Molly telling Issa, I don't feel comfortable asking my boyfriend this favor? I'm trying to a little bit be vague in case you guys haven't watched, but.
No, I actually don't think Molly was wrong with that.
Okay.
She's not wrong, because especially since her and Andrew weren't on good terms, right? So then for me to just trying to repair this relationship, and now I'm asking you for a favor from my best friend who you haven't really messed with, that feels weird. So I don't think Molly was wrong there. I actually think Issa was wrong for even asking, but that's a different story. You know what? A no never killed you. So you know what? Accept the no and keep it moving. What Issa did to rectify that, or to like go behind it, honestly, I don't think it's going behind her back. She was like, she knows Nathan.
Yeah.
She knows Nathan. So it's cool. I respect it. Your man can't do it for me. But my ex mess buddy can.
Yeah.
That's not going behind your back. So I think respect it. So that's why I was like, Molly, you was wrong. You was wrong.
Oh, I love it. Listen to me carefully. I have loved and adored everything Luvvie for a long time. I am so, first of all, I had a blast on your platform, and I'm just so grateful. Number one, that you've even come into the life of Kevin, and I've been able to like meet you this way. And you've been able to loan me some of your power. And I felt it today. I feel it through your post. And I'm taking and holding on to it for a long time. I'm not going to let it go. I'm about to all the power. I am so freaking excited for your book. I will definitely make it the book of the month when it comes out. That's an absolute. Don't ask, okay?
Yes. No, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I see what you're doing. I love it. I'm obsessed with the Fredericks. Like, I actually learned of Kev through Zay.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
That like viral video is actually what led me to Kev, and then Kev led me to you. So like, your whole family is amazing, and I'm forever rooting for you. So I stalk y'all just as much as you stalk me. Like, I literally be like, what are they up to? Let me see. What are they doing today? So the stalking is mutual, and I'm not feeling ashamed about it. So thank you for the support. Thank you for the Black girl joy that you show. Like, you got a friend in me. I'm rooting for you. Let me know however way I can help. And I'm so glad you picked my book for the book. I know we didn't even talk about book one. It's okay.
But it's okay.
All right, it's all right. Yeah, no, thank you for having me. It was my pleasure. This is dope.
Thank you. Someone's asking for your therapy schedule. They need you to.
Okay, well, a couple of things. One, tomorrow I'm doing a chat and chill about my skin.
Ooh,
so tomorrow is chat and chill all about like my skincare routine. I'm actually doing a giveaway of some beauty products too. We're gonna talk about like everything we're doing for the glow.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if y'all follow me, I be up to random shenanigans. So just follow me on Instagram. You will find out more about what I'm up to. And then y'all can come through.
Love it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, girl.
Oh, I'm about to teach another class in like an hour.
You did. I did know that. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I absolutely did. I thought it was freaking fantastic. And I really had a good time. I hope that you guys did too. Kev is about to, oh, Catherine texted me. Oh, never mind. She did it. What was I saying? Oh, I enjoyed it a heck of a lot. Make sure you guys support Luvvie. She's phenomenal, fantastic. I thought that was good. And she said, leave us alone, just hang up. So I think that's it, y'all. Kev got something to do. I got to get off and prepare for the virtual conference. So, all right, y'all. Bye.